March 20th, 2025. I am currently in Norwich, Connecticut. I am heading to 298 Bogg Lane in Lebanon, Connecticut. This is a place with a spectacular view of a farmland, and there's a pond down there. I've mentioned this in a couple of previous videos. While I was in that area, I was looking around for it. I didn't know the address, and I couldn't find it. So today, my sole mission is to go directly to that location. I figured out where it was. I had a photograph I took several years ago, and I traced. It's on the corner of Kick Hill Road and Bogg Lane in Lebanon, Connecticut. So that I finally figured it out. It took some detective work, but you're going to hear my GPS talking a little bit in the background here because it's essentially guiding me to this location. But it's been a while. I talked about this on a couple of videos, and I was looking around for it and I couldn't find it. I happened to be in the area, and I figured, I wasn't sure if it was Lebanon, Basra, Franklin. I just had in my mind's eye, I had a picture of the place. Now, for some reason, my GPS is not telling me to turn, so I guess I'm going to go straight. Normally it would, I expected it to tell me to turn left. Okay, I'm going to turn left in 5.7 miles, whatever. I'm going by the GPS. I'm going to listen to the guidance on that. I'm on Wyndham Turnpike right now, Route 32 North. Driving over the Yannick River, this bridge, that's the Yannick River. Give you some idea where I am right now. I'm crossing into Franklin, Connecticut right now. So now we're in Franklin. And we have Holmgren Subaru to my right. So we were here yesterday. I did a drive. It's on my channel yesterday. And I kind of ended it in this area. But we're going to drive up to this location today. I was kind of hoping for some clouds in the sky and, big white puffy clouds so I could take some pictures up there and, grab some nicer looking video, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm going to just try to get there rather than wait for perfect weather. I mean, it's not raining, obviously. It's crystal clear. Maybe by the time I get there, there'll be a nicer landscape, with regards to the clouds and that situation. But either way, we're getting there, and I'm going to grab some video. So Norwich, Connecticut to Lebanon, Connecticut, direct beeline to Bogg Lane, 298 Bogg Lane. I had three choices. My navigation system on this car gave me three choices, and I chose the quickest route. So apparently I'll be turning in 4.1 miles. I'll be taking a left up here, but let's just see what happens. I want to get to that spot. It's not like there's a parking area. This is just a small country road up there. But there is a little place, a little you know, I can pull over on the side of the road. That's not a heavily traveled road. So I can pull off, take a look. I have another camera. Maybe I can grab some video and, you know, put that video, include that video in this one. That'll be probably a higher quality look to it. Yeah, the visuals will be a higher quality on my other camera. But that's, you know, whatever. Let's just hope this thing is guiding me to the correct location. Again, Route 32. 3 miles we turn. If I kept going straight, I'd eventually end up in Willimantic on this road. It's a Thursday, currently 59 degrees. One thing I might have difficulty is pointing this camera. Again, it's a narrow road. Bogg Lane is relatively narrow road. So I might have difficulty pointing the camera, this current camera that I'm using now on this car. I might have trouble pointing it to the beautiful overlook. So that's why I brought my other camera. I can do a kind of a panoramic sweeping view of the entire area. So fingers crossed everything works out. 2.1 miles and I turn. Heading up a big hill. I've been driving uphill for the past mile. All right, 1.4 miles, and we turn left. As we continue to cruise down Route 32 in Franklin, Connecticut. All right, the countdown begins. 0.7 miles till we turn left. So this, I think there's a fork in the road down here. I think I know where this is gonna turn.
In half of a mile, left turn onto Bond Road.
If you could hear that in the background, my GPS is talking to me, so half a mile and we turn. Whoa. A big landscaping crew. Yeah, there's a fork in the road. I'm going to take a left. In 0.2 miles. And there's the fork, I think. 0.1 mile. Yeah, there it is. Next left. Good. That's going to bring me, if I took a right, I'd head to Baltic, straight ahead south Wyndham. Left is Lebanon, Connecticut. Kind of hoping this guy in front of me doesn't turn left. Good. I gotta be really careful turning here. Whoa. See, people speed on that road, and they shouldn't, but they do. All right, I am now on Pond Road. Arrowhead Acres to my left, farm store. I've been on this road many, many times. Route 207. I mean, this is Pond Road. All right, we're going to be crossing. Okay, we're going over a train track, but we're crossing into Lebanon, Connecticut right now. Lebanon, Connecticut, established 1700. Now we're on Exeter Road. You know, there might be some interesting clouds. Maybe we'll get lucky. I'm seeing some unique formations up there ahead. 1.7 miles, I'm going to be taking a right. So this is a, you know, nicely, freshly paved road. Beautiful country drive. This is another drive I'd recommend. To the left of me, you can't see it with this camera, but a huge, beautiful farm with large red barns and just, you know, tremendous appeal. Town of Lebanon, Connecticut, a sign back there. But it gets confusing when you drive up around here. To me, I was not, you know, born and raised in Lebanon, Connecticut. So I don't know the lay of the land as well as, you know, somebody that was lived here their whole life, obviously, but that's what kind of mixed me up. I'm curious to see exactly when I get to this Bogg lane off of Kick Hill Road, how did I miss it in the past when I was maybe very close to it? It's just a confusing situation to me at those times that I was looking for it.
In half of a mile, right turn onto Kick Hill Road.
Okay, half a mile I turn onto Kick Hill Road, so we're very close to this place already. This is not far from Norwich at all. Some pretty, you know, significant turns around here. You got to keep your eyes open. You got to really pay attention driving. I mean, you should pay attention all the time, obviously, but I mean, up here, there's some significant twisting and turning. Okay, next right is Kick Hill Road. Right here. Wow. Okay, I can see why I didn't find this when I was searching around.
Proceed about 1 mile to Japan Road.
Okay, proceed 1 mile, then I turn left. Another beautiful barn to my left. What is that called? Living Water Farm, I think. I couldn't really read the sign. I think it might have been Living Water Farm. Yeah, I have been on Kick Hill Road in a long time, so this is why I couldn't find it. This is not... If I took a right, that's Babcock Hill Road, by the way. That's another... There's a lot of scenic... You know, this is just a nice country drive, a nice Sunday drive with the family, just cruising around. This would be a great spot.
In half of a mile, left turn onto Japan Road.
Half a mile left turn onto Chapel Road. So we're very, very close to this final destination. Take my time. I don't have to worry about traffic. Big cornfields to my right.
And then your destination is ahead.
Okay, next left, 400 feet. Okay, yeah, I can see why I didn't find it. There it is. Now, obviously,
You have arrived at your destination.
let me
The
find
route
a
guidance is now finished.
place to pull over. Okay, I see a spot to pull over, but I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to take a little walk around with my other camera. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to capture it with this. Actually, I'm going to back up into this driveway here if I can. Let me get a look at it. There's no traffic, nobody coming down the road, so let me carefully back up. That'll give you a quick glance at the view with this camera, but I'm going to grab more views with the other camera because I'm in somebody's driveway. I don't want to be blocking in case they want to get out. I mean, obviously this time of year there's no foliage, and this is not the greatest time of day. I mean, I would come up here in the evening. I'm trying to see where to pull over here. Okay, right here. I mean, people do obviously come up here and look at this view. Okay, I'm gonna turn this car off. I am going to grab my other camera. Let me step over here. Hopefully I can get decent audio. If not, I'll throw some music or something in here, but all right, let's go left to right. Sweeping panoramic views of the corner of Kick Hill Road and Bogg Lane in Lebanon, Connecticut. Yeah, we get some nice clouds in the background. It almost looks like mountains. The clouds literally look like mountains. You can see this nice stone wall here. Actually, let me lock my car. I got some other equipment in there. All right, let's get some other views. Straight ahead, way off in the distance is different, I wouldn't call them barns, but buildings related to farming. Let's put it that way. Way in the distance, I mean, this is a very wide lens, but the peak of that hill, there is a gigantic house somebody built up there. They must have an incredible view. As I sweep across, and we see different ponds down there. There's a view down. Let me get in the shade over here a little bit. There's a view down the length of Bogg Lane. Okay, there's a nice old, this is a barbed wire fence. Let me see if I can zoom in on some of that barbed wire. I don't know if this camera will focus on that or not, but okay, I'm in a pretty clear area. I gotta be careful. I don't want to run into this barbed wire. Full left to right. As far as I can go. Let me see. Okay, left. Very, very slowly. It took me 3 tries to find this place. But this time, we nailed it. So highly recommended to come up here in all different seasons. I mean, can you imagine after a snowfall with this big snowstorm would be great. The day after, come up here. I'm going to do it. And obviously, fall foliage. Let me walk down a little bit. All right, here's some of the rusty barbed wire. I don't think anybody wants to get cut by that, because that could do serious damage. Just going to linger a little bit and do a super slow pan. Let me go a little bit further right, catch some of that Bogg lane in there, and very slowly sweep. A lot of birds in the background. Today's the first day of spring, by the way. Very slow pan. All right, let's lock in on that middle. This, let me try something here. This camera has a zoom feature. Okay, we're zoomed into. So you can see some of the farming buildings down there. Some of the structures, some of them old, some of them relatively newer metal buildings. And if you look at the top of the hill, I'm going to pan to the right a little bit. At the peak, you probably can't see it clearly because it's way off there, but it's a massive house at the absolute peak of that hill. So we're zoomed in a little bit here. I mean, I'm probably overdoing it, but I'm here. Took me forever to get here. I'll do one last sweep with this zoomed in effect so we can catch those ponds. Some of those interesting clouds in the background as the birds chirp. Okay. I'm going to zoom back to its normal focal length. We're going to lock on that beautiful visual right there. So I did get lucky with those very interesting clouds. And walk back to the car. I'll try to hold this camera, keeping the view in there. I'm not sure how this is going to come out, but the wind is kicking up a little bit. There's that nice old wall. Huge tree stump. All right, there's a good look down Bogg Lane right there. And obviously, that would be Kick Hill Road, the road in the distance, literally straight ahead. That, if you can make out that little road there. And there's a look at, again, sorry about the wind. There's a look at Kick Hill Road. That's the corner of Kick Hill Road and Bogg Lane, right there where that stop sign is in Lebanon, Connecticut, to see this beautiful location. All right, so I'm back in the car. Get everything repositioned here. And we're out of here. Now, I'm going to drive down Kick Hill Road. See, right there, that stops on Bogg Lane. And I'm going to take a right down Kick Hill Road. This would be a great area to explore. So I'm going to drive down where we were looking. Here comes a big truck hauling something very, very slowly. This is an extremely steep hill. I'm going super slow. I don't know if he's hauling water or whatever, but to my right are those ponds. I'd love to be able to pull up here and get some more video, but I can't. This road is very narrow, and it's kind of a drop off. You can see on either side. I can't park on this farmland up here. Actually, I'm sorry, this is Chapel Road. Kick Hill is back there. So I'm going to turn around. There's some incredible view. This is must-view territory. I mean, I grant you there's no foliage or there's no, snow-covered landscapes or anything. I'm going to turn around right here. But I still highly recommend. Look at that really interesting farmhouse out there. Wow, they're collecting maple syrup. There's buckets all over the trees. I'm telling you, those clouds in the distance there look like mountains. They really do. If I was in New Hampshire or, whatever, I would think there's, a mountain range. So this is Chapel Road. Let me see if I go up to the end of Chapel. I believe that's going to show me Kick Hill Road. To the left is part of the area that we're looking down from above. You're not going to be able to see the ponds because they're to my extreme left. But Chapel, I would assume, has to go into Kick Hill Road. And I could have my bearings a little off here, but I think Kick Hill is up here. All right, the end of Chapel. Right, here it is, Kick Hill. I came up Kick Hill Road. All right, I'm going to go up here. Again, I don't want to do some of these videos I can kind of go off on tangents. I just want that red home right there, that colonial style house. I wanted to grab that. There's no date on it. Sometimes there's a date, built in 1770s, whatever, the late 1700s, early 1800s. All right, let's see now. I think I'm on, again, Kick Hill Road. I think I'm heading in the direction of Willimantic. Or maybe Gilman. So I don't want to get, lost on some never-ending journey through the back roads of a lot of small towns in Connecticut. I mean, I'll do a little bit up here. I mean, these roads are so beautiful. I'm driving on there's farms, beautiful barns, left and right. There's a lot to see, but again, my focus was that thing back there. That when I say thing, I mean view. That area. I'm gonna turn around as soon as I can, maybe in this person's driveway. yeah, we're gonna head back towards Norwich. I mean, let's face it, I could have shut down the video after that good view, that breathtaking view, and that would have been appropriate. But I don't know what's out here, so we might run into some, you know, interesting areas and some potential beautiful visual entertainment. It's very possible. It's almost 2 p.m., 63 degrees. Okay, there's that red colonial home. I'm trying to think, if I go straight down Kick Hill Road, let's try it. I don't know what this is going to do for me, but I think it is heading in the direction of Norwich, and maybe we'll run into some really beautiful scenery. That's possible. I mean, everywhere I look around here, that's one problem, not problem, but that's one of the limitations of these cameras. I don't have the ability to point left or right if I see things that are, you know, just really incredible. They do have 360 cameras that you can do that, but you really need it's very time consuming to edit those. It's very difficult. And I mean, there's somebody that does it all the time. It's not very difficult, but it would be an incredible learning curve for me. Babcock Hill Road. Yeah, okay. I came up this way. I noticed Babcock Hill Road. Let's take a ride down here. Again, this is, if I'm not mistaken, pointing me towards Norwich. There's a log cabin off there to the left. But a 360 camera, you can kind of just, through software apparently, direct it left, right when you get home. You know, you can kind of in the editing process. Or you can have a passenger as you're driving. They can point the camera in different directions. It's not really pointing, it's taking in 360 degrees of everything, all, you know, a full circle. So then the passenger can direct, wow, there's something really cool on the left, on the right. But again, you're driving, so decisions have to be made very quickly, and I'm not a fan of a lot of 360 drives that I see. It's too much involved, too confusing. I'm more of a minimalist when it comes to that type of thing. As I drive down Babcock Hill Road, leading towards, I don't know. There's another farm. There's farms everywhere up here. This beautiful red barn, open fields. And being the first day of spring, I think things are going to start really heating up with cornfields and plowing and all the rest. It's the first car I've seen in a while. I've been driving around. I pretty much had the whole place to myself. Another nice older home to the left, big farm, cornfields left and right. Babcock Hill Road continues. Acres and acres and acres of open fields on both sides. Another farm to the right. Beautiful red barn. To my right, absolutely incredible. It's maintained beautifully. I noticed a lot of solar panels out here. A lot of houses have solar panels, and I saw back there was structures outside the home, platforms with solar equipment on it. Not giant fields of solar panels, but for like the use that would maybe power one home or provide some power to one home. This Babcock Hill Road is quite lengthy. Okay, we coming up to I could turn here. What is this? Williams Crossing Road. I'm going to keep going on Babcock. Another farm back there to my right. I mean, this is loaded. Loaded with individual farms and sweeping views of hundreds, probably thousands of acres of what will be cornfields. Okay, Horizon. There's some kind of something back there. Horizon program or something. I'm not really sure what that is, but it's on Babcock Hill Road. If things get too off the beaten path here, I'll hit my GPS and it'll just direct me back to Norwich, because I'm kind of waiting for this to come out to something that I'm familiar with. Something that kind of rings a bell. It's 2 o'clock right now. So I definitely got to get back. All right, there's a really nice church off in the distance. Big steeple. Beautiful red brick building. I feel like I want to get back out here. I think I know where I am. I do. Okay. Now I'm back to familiar territory. I'm not far from Norwich. Antiques. Oh, look at these beautiful... this is another area. I got to come back. I want to take a walk around this area right now. Some of the homes and everything. I'm on Machine Shop Hill Road. Now I know where I am. $2.79 for gas. First day of spring. That's the cheapest I've seen it anywhere. I'm on Wyndham Road. Heading back to Norwich. Folks, I drove this road yesterday. I'm not going to be redundant. So I think I'm going to call it quits. I got what I wanted. Corner of Bogg Lane and Kick Hill Road in Lebanon, Connecticut. An incredible view. So that's in the books. Goal achieved. I'm going to shut things down right now. That's the end of the video.